We have Jamie's parents, Julie and Michael Eastwood. Julie and Michael Eastwood. And our bridesmaids and groomsmen today, Ruby Bevington and Bo Newton. We have Sarah Nobbert and Patrick Ketterman. Melissa Doran and Lucas Lamb. And Mitchell Fraser. For the evening, we have Jamie Fraser and Okay, so the first question of the night is, whose idea was it to play this game? Ooh, Cam definitely had his padlock first there. Who's more romantic? Once again. Who's hotter? Yeah, I reckon so. Now, who made, all those years ago, the first move? Yes, I believe it happened in a tent. Who said, "I love you" first? Who talked about marriage first? Now, which one of you says, "I'm sorry," when you have an argument? Ah, there you go. Who was the bigger geek at school? Now, we know who the bigger geek was, but who's actually smarter? Ah, there we go, hands down. We've got a clear winner there. Who's more creative? Jamie. Who's the better driver? Who's more likely to give the other person food poisoning? Oh, there we go. Clear winner again. Yeah, she's doing good tonight. Who's the bigger flirt? Ooh, that's something new. Who wears the pants? Oh, really? Who's more likely to get injured? Who's more likely to get lost? Who wrote these questions? There we go. Who has the smelliest feet? There we go, easy winner. Who's the better snogger? Who's better at kissing? Who's more likely to use all of the hot water? Jamie. Who snores the loudest? Who has a better taste in music? Jamie. Who is always right? Who's funnier? Who's more organised? Jamie, definitely. Who's more stubborn? Keep those paddles raised. Who did more of the wedding planning? If you were trapped on a desert island, who would be more likely to eat the other person? Who does Barkley love the most? Now this is an important one. Who will initiate sex? And who's more likely to say, "Not tonight, love"? Who's most likely to end up in jail? Who wants a baby first? Ah, there we go. Who has the craziest family? And lastly, who do you love the most in the world? Okay. Well done, guys. Round of applause, please. We have
Hi, I'm Ian, Cameron's dad, obviously, and this is Cameron's mum. I wouldn't be his dad. I would like to introduce Cameron and Jamie Fraser into our family as man and wife and welcome. Oh, I've got to ask that. Cameron has chosen very well. Jamie is a happy, good-natured, loving and strong young woman, strong enough to pull Cameron into line. Yeah. Their love for each other is obvious to everyone. These two are one of the smartest, hard-working couples I can think of and have set themselves up for a great life together. Cameron is a very hard-working and responsible prizer and I'm very proud of him. Likewise, Jamie, she has managed to complete another degree and her master's, so another teacher in the family. Cameron and Jamie together are the most positive, happy and loving couple they have loved by their family and friends alike. That's not to say Cameron has been or is the same. Obviously, Jamie was looking for a project to conquer and she found that in Cameron.
I mean that in the nicest way.
Yeah. What did Cameron say at his engagement party? Something about him being a bit of a handful. Jamie obviously now has a very firm grip on that situation. We are, of course, expecting lots of grandchildren. This might bugger up plans for future overseas trips, so enjoy the one you're about to embark on. So cheers to Cameron and Jamie as I look forward to a long and happy and supremely happy life together. Cheers.
Thank you all for being here. On behalf of Julie, Cameron's parents, Kerry and Ian, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the relatives and friends who have joined us to celebrate Jamie and Cameron's marriage.
I see it as a privilege to be asked to a wedding, but even more a privilege to be part of a wedding. I would firstly like to formally welcome Cameron into the family, although I get the feeling we will be more the other way around. We're slightly outnumbered here, so nevertheless, Cam, welcome to our family. Also, I'd like to congratulate the bridal party on looking fantastic. Very strung up well. This day has been in the planning for nearly a year now, and today I'm the proudest dad in the world. And I think you would agree that Jamie looks absolutely stunning. For the people that know Jamie well, even as a child she loved to dress up, often insisting on wearing frill party dresses to kinder with satin ribbons and bows, all part of the wonderful imagination she has. When she was a little girl, she had a fascination for fairy tales and stories with happy ever after themes. Just ask her gran. Stories like Cinderella, Snow White, The Little Mermaid were just a few to mention, but her favourite by far was Beauty and the Beast. She had a fascination. This is going somewhere, believe it or not. She had a fascination for Gaston's hairy chest and could be heard giggling as she rewound the VHS to the part where Gaston exposed his hairy chest. Rewinding it again and again, I could still hear a little giggle. As it turned out, Cameron seems to have ticked all the boxes in Jamie's eyes. And during the time we have known Cameron, we have come to realise how special he is to Jamie. And it's not hard to see they are made for each other and make a perfect couple. I would now like to share a story passed down to me. A large group of people were waiting to enter heaven when God appeared and said, I want the men to make 2 lines. One line for the men who were true heads of their household and another for the men who were dominated by their women. And I want all the women to report to St. Peter over there. So when the women were gone, there were 2 lines of men. The line of men who were dominated by the women was incredibly long, while the line of men that were truly heads of their household consisted of only one man. God turned to the long line and said, I created you to be head of the household. You have been disobedient and you have not fulfilled your purpose. Only one has obeyed my command, learn from him. And God turned to that solitary man and asked, my son, how did you manage to be the only one in this line? In a soft voice, the man replied, my wife told me to stand here. When you're happy, you smile, but when you're really happy, your eyes smile. Well, I've seen the way Jamie's eyes smile at Cam, and I have to say, when Cam looks back at her, it's a bit like a quizzical puppy. Of course, marriage is not just about finding the perfect partner, it's about being one too. Love grows and wanes, and often marriage requires falling in love many times with the same partner. Honour, duty and commitment. When these things are constant and stable, they define who we are. I like to think of it as a singer once wrote. Through the years, as the fires start to mellow, burn lines in the books of our life. Though the bindings crack and the papers start to mellow, I will still be in love with you. As parents, the best things we can do for our children is to give them roots and encouragement, to build family ties and their sense of values, and support and encourage them in reaching their goals to eventually put down roots of their own. Julie and I are both delighted that Jamie has found someone who she obviously loves and cares for, and the way she has handled her life and career so far, we're also sure that her marriage to Cameron will be just as successful. Marriage is the meeting of two minds, two hearts and two souls. May Jamie and Cameron be blessed with happiness that grows and love that lasts in a peaceful life together. We wish them joy together with all their hopes and dreams of tomorrow, with love and happiness always. It's my pleasure to offer a toast to you, Mr. and Mrs. Fraser. You all raise your glasses and a toast to the bride and the groom. Thank you. Congratulations.
That was lovely. Thank you, Michael and Julie. Next up, please give the warmest welcome to Mitchell, the best man. Hello, everyone.
On behalf of Cam and Jamie, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, I'd like to thank you all for coming today for this special occasion. I'd like to congratulate you guys, the newlywed couple. It's an honour to be up here and to be your best man, Cam. Absolutely awesome. So I'm celebrating with my baby brother and Jamie, which is pretty crazy, to be honest. So could everyone please stand up and raise a glass? Let's all have a drink to me. Sit down now. Oh, all right. And these guys. Thanks. Yeah, you can sit back down. Seriously. So, anyway, for those who don't know me, I'm Mitch. I've been Cam's better-looking brother his whole life so far. Besides tonight, obviously, because he looks absolutely ravishing. We're a few years apart in age, so we didn't exactly grow up together as best mates, but as we both matured in our teens, or maybe immatured in our teens a little bit, I'd like to say that he grew into my best mate, and one that I'll have for life. Hanging out with Cam when I got back from living abroad, whilst he did wheelies in his new wheelchair, was probably the moment that our brotherly love started to blossom into what it is today. Sometimes he pinches my ass, but we never let Jamie see that, so. That one's done. I remember Mum calling me late at night and informing me that Cam had been in a serious car accident. And she tried to play it down, but as she could probably tell, I was pretty shocked, and I knew straight away that the first thing I had to do was to come home and see him. that moment really put a lot of things in perspective for me. It made me realise how important family is, and I think that we've got probably the best family going around, to be honest, so pretty amazing. And the biggest family.
Just got a bit bigger.
And I also learned never to take anyone for granted, so I'm really lucky to be here and in front of all of you guys on the wedding day, and welcoming Jamie into our already big family. So it's just going to keep going, I think. Oh, so I've got a couple. Is that all right? I'll try and keep it as short as these let me. Anyway, Simon, I'm pretty proud of the way he's gone about his life ever since that big hurdle, I guess. He's the happiest bloke you'll ever see around. He tends to have the gift of making everyone smile. He fought the odds and now he runs his own carpentry business with my brother-in-law, Savvy, which is, pretty awesome. And I'm just stoked to see how well everything's planning out for him and also Jamie. So, very good. Now, for those who know Cam, you'll understand why I'm impressed that he runs his own business. He's got no organisational skills at all. This wedding pretty much highlighted that, I think. You started right. But if you ever want to even have a drink, you just have to call Jamie from now on. Cam doesn't answer his phone, as you all probably know. She's got those mandatory skills down pat, as you can see today. Many a night I've spent at home twiddling the phone cord, longing for his call, and nothing. And then, so next time you see him, he's like, "Oh, sorry mate, oh." Oops. I think everyone has a story like that. That's what he talks like too. Anyway, it's a hard gig getting the best man speech. It's got to be witty, humorous, and lovely all at the same time. So I just looked up the internet and it recommended him to mention everyone is looking good today. Yep. None more so than our lovely bridesmaids, who look fantastic, and Willis. And thanks for all your contributions into today. I heard that Jamie put up quite a fight trying to get here.
Just go with it, alright?
Anyway, speaking of good-looking people, Jamie looks pretty stunning tonight, so it's easier to see how you guys started off as good mates, because let's be honest, every good-looking girl has an ugly friend. To Jamie's credit, she stuck it out with him and somehow convinced herself that Cam is quite a catch, so good work, Jamie. She's done really well with all the preparation tonight and having it all go towards an awesome day. So if everyone can give a tip of the hat to her for me, I forgot my props, that'd be great. Thank you. Cam, all you had to do was rock up, and you did that pretty well, so well done. And to the groomsmen, there's a big bar still to be drank, so your efforts will be appreciated tomorrow, I'm sure. I'd like to offer some advice for the newly married couple, which the internet said would be an absolute knockout hit, so let's hope that you guys laugh. That'd be nice. Cam, please remember that there are 3 rings involved in marriage: engagement ring, wedding ring, and long suffering. I've been told the best day to remember your wedding day is to forget it once. You should always let Jamie have the final word in an argument, because anything after that's just the start of a new argument. And when you're right, just say nothing, because it's not worth it. Anyway, with or without those words of advice, you guys compliment each other so well. and I'm sure you guys will have a really loving, happy, long future together. So, as I said before, I'm stoked to be best man tonight for my little brother. And although I'm sorry this speech was probably not so standard, alcohol will make you all forget soon, so that's fine. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your beer and your wine and whatever you've got in front of you. And here's to Cam and Jamie sharing a long life together filled with happiness and love.
Okay, thank you for that. Now we have the maid and man of honour, Chloe and Josh.
Okay, first off, I'd just like to say how amazing it is to see everyone here, both sides of the family, to celebrate Jamie and Cam's special day. I'd like you to be closer. Just close enough. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah? Closer? I'd just like both of you to know that I wrote this speech 50 times over and I just can't think of the words to describe how much I love both of you and everything about you guys. But I will say this, I used to believe that Cam was the lucky one to have my sister, Jamie. I wasn't a If I keep talking, will it stop?
Maybe go to the other one.
But I will say this. I believe Cam was the lucky one to have my beautiful... Oh, sorry, I've got it wrong now. I never thought anyone would compare to the amazing person that she is. On paper, Jamie may just be my sister, but in reality, she's the person I look up to the most. The person who you can always rely on to be there no matter what, and the person who is your partner in crime, your benign companion, and someone who knows you best. And even when you're smiling in the dark. But then I got to know Cam for the fun, loving and genuine person he is. So now I can see that it's not just Cam who is the lucky one to have my sister, but as everyone else can see here probably tonight, they're both just as lucky to have each other. The bond that they share is so precious and special, and I'm so excited for you both as you start to begin your next chapter.
So today could have been quite a cheerless day for me, one that I could have dreaded and resented. It could have been one which marked the end of an era, one in which I might have viewed with cynicism and difficulty. It could have been the day that I lost a kindred spirit, a partner in crime, a mischievous rabble-rouser, and fellow tormentor of all things Melissa Doran. It could have been the day that I lost a special person, one of those people who, no matter how long in between drinks, you always pick up where you left off. A person you could tell anything to, and whom, in return, could tell you anything. A person who has your back, even though that they know your motives are highly questionable. But that's just who you are to each other, so you just go along with it. Today could have been the day that I lost a best friend, and been a distant face amongst the photo albums. However, today is not that day. Ever since Jamie and Cameron commenced their courtship, I've never felt that I had lost something, and I'd never felt a third wheel. I've always felt welcome in their joint and singular presence. Today, like all the days preceding it, ever since that fateful day in the Cows Caravan Park, does not feel like a day that I lost a best friend, but more feels like a day that I gained one. Our dynamics may have changed, but only for the better. Cam, you're top notch, and I don't think that there could be anybody better suited to Jamie. Your temperament, your humour, and your generosity are her perfect fit. This isn't the time or place to tell you that you should look after her and treat her well, because you do and you always will.
love is just a word until someone comes along and gives it meaning.
That was absolutely lovely. Next up, the man of the evening. If you can please put your hands together. We have Cam Fraser.
So I share that time. This is how I think it. I tried to memorize this, but I lost it all, so I'm going to have to read it all out. G'day everyone. First of all, thanks for coming down and giving us support today. It means a lot to us. Even if you travel short or far to be here with us, we're very appreciative. It's a humbling experience to see that we have many friends and family that care so much for us. Mike and Dad. You great speeches. And Mitch, well done. Especially the bridesmaid and the bridegroom maid. Really good, thanks mate. Give it up for the bridesmaids now. Thanks for everything that you've all done. You've done an amazing job, and thank you for getting here. We're here in one piece, and on time-ish. You've done a brilliant job. To the groomsmen, thanks for showing up. Thanks to every one of you guys for being my mates. Through thick and thin, supporting me and Jamie, through our whole relationship. You're all up here for a reason, and lost myself. You're all up here for a reason, and it's because you mean a lot to me and Jamie equally. So thank you very much. Thanks going out to the best man for all the work he's done, making all the signs, the invites and menus that you see in front of you. They're insane. He's a really good graphic designer. And of course, the countless amounts of emails that him and Jamie have sent back to each other. I won't be able to thank you enough for everything you've done, mate. Mark and Julie, thank you for welcoming me into your family with open arms. I've never felt more comfortable around you and your family at all because you all go through the effort to make sure everyone fits in. Thanks very much for all your support over the years. And I remember, this is not a very funny story, but I did. I remember how daunting my first day at your house in Oban Road was. Especially because Jamie lived in a room with no door. Jamie, or anything, but Jamie's room is like a display cabinet of the house. So they were trying to make sure that we didn't get to any funny business, it was fine, we didn't. Mum and Dad, thanks for being who you are. Both of you welcoming Jamie into our family. I've never been prouder to bring Jamie home to meet my parents for the first time, and you guys hearing us straight away made the whole transition extremely easy. I'd also like to thank the parents for putting in for this wedding. You've done a lot, and you've lifted a lot of weight off our shoulders. You've been very generous, so it's very nice. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Jamie. Q for wolf tails. Thank you, Jamie, for making me the happiest man I've ever been. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you, and never being ashamed to say so. As I said in our vows, I've loved you before you knew it, even though you probably didn't hear because it was drunk. Although I forgot to mention that Jamie received a drunken text message from me earlier in our relationship when we were on a weekend away, when I was on a weekend away with the boys.
saying that I loved her. Yeah, but I just didn't say it because it's embarrassing. I texted her saying that I love her very early in our relationship, like 3 weeks early. I never spoke about it. Just woke up to the message. Considering we're only a few weeks into it, it was pretty awkward. Now that I've gotten to know you over the past few years we've been together, I realise your most beautiful features are in your personality. I'm lucky enough to realise that I've won the lottery getting a girl like you to be with an oaf like me. Coming home from work to find you dancing in the backyard, listening to your favourite songs is what I look forward to come home to every day. I'll always love those little things that make you you, and I'll never get sick of hearing you sing at the top of your lungs, no matter how bad the song is. I had a hard time writing this speech because I didn't think I would be able to express exactly what you meant to me, but I can say that I will always be working hard to make our relationship the best it can be. And all I ask is that you let me make you laugh till you cry, smile till your teeth hurt, and love till your heart aches. To a new relationship and a new Fraser in the family, Jamie Eastwood. It's too early. Start again. Please welcome another Fraser into the family. Fraser into the family. Jamie Fraser.
Okay, we would like to welcome the most important and beautiful woman in the room tonight. We have Jamie Fraser.
I know brides aren't traditionally meant to do a speech, but I wouldn't be me if I wasn't able to get the last word in. To my beautiful husband, words can't describe the sense of elation that I feel right now. I've already made so many promises to you about our future, but I feel even those don't do you justice. I know you love to tease me when I use big words, but honestly, today, all of those words fall short. I feel that spoken words just don't cut it. So instead, like the absolute weirdo I am, I'm going to sing to you. Because I am so madly in love with you. Happy Women's Day. We cry during the song.
Treasure the rest of your days here and give you pleasure in so many ways, dear. And finally you have found something perfect, and finally you have found. Here we go. With me, will you agree to take this man into your